As we all know, answering examination questions is the key to succeeding in law school and on the bar exam. Here to give you a guide on how best to answer examination questions is the valedictorian of the class of 2018, Attorney Razna Mano.
Hi everyone, I'm going to discuss how to answer examination questions in law school through the crack method or the ALAC method. The things that I would discuss are just the basic information that every law student should know. In law school, writing skills are very important for every law student because this is how your professors would determine how you present your answer. Take note that in the midterm examinations or final examinations or even in your quizzes, most of your answers would be presented in an essay type format. And this is where the crack method or the ALAC method comes in. It would help you deliver your answer or your response in a logical and organized manner. Now, you may be wondering, what is this crack method? What is this ALAC method? Well, both the crack and ALAC are acronyms. In crack, C stands for conclusion, R for rule, law, or jurisprudence, A for application, and C for conclusion. In ALAC method, on the other hand, A stands for answer, L for law, rule, or jurisprudence, A for application, and C for conclusion. Note that both the ALAC method and the crack method are basically the same. So the contents are the same. It just so happened that for some law students, the term or the acronym ALAC is much easier for them to remember. To better understand the crack method or the ALAC method, I am going to illustrate it. As you can see, there is a question here. I actually lifted it from the 2018 Political Law Bar exam. I am going to read it. President Alfredo died during his third year in office. In accordance with the Constitution, Vice President Anastasia succeeded him. President Anastasia then nominated the late President Alfredo's Executive Secretary Ana Maria as her replacement as Vice President. The nomination was confirmed by a majority of all the members of the House of Representatives and the Senate voting separately. So there are two questions. First question, is Ana Maria's assumption as Vice President valid? And the second one, can Anastasia run as President in the next election? Just a tip, when I was still a law student, I used to read the question at least twice to ensure that I read the question carefully. For the first reading, my objective there was to get an overview of what the problem is. At least I have an idea of what the issue is, and that is also the part where I get to read the question for the very first time. For the second reading, this is the part where I analyze the facts. I also used to underline the important facts in the given problem because these important facts are the things that I would write in the application part of my response or answer. Remember, in the ALAC method, the second A stands for application. Let's go to the suggested answer. I crafted the suggested answer using the ALAC method. First paragraph is the answer part. It's a yes or no answer, but if you take a look at my answer, I did not simply state no. I adopted the wordings in the question. Remember, the first question asked the following. Is Ana Maria's assumption as Vice President valid? So my answer is as follows. No, Ana Maria's assumption as Vice President is not valid. Next is the second paragraph. The second paragraph consists of the legal basis or the law, rule, or jurisprudence. For the suggested answer, I cited Article 7, Section 9 of the 1987 Constitution, which substantially provides that only a member of the Senate or House of Representatives may be nominated by a successor president as vice president. Take note that you're not required to cite the specific provision of the Constitution. You could just simply state the Constitution provides that only a member of the Senate or House of Representatives may be nominated by a successor president as vice president. You could do that. For Supreme Court cases, you could just simply state jurisprudence provides that, jurisprudence holds, the Supreme Court has held that you're not required to cite the specific title of a Supreme Court case. Third paragraph is the application part. I started off the third paragraph with the word here. You could also use the words in this case or in the case at bar, but I prefer the word here because it's shorter. So my third paragraph goes as follows. Here, Anna Maria is the executive secretary. It's an application of the rule to the facts of the case. Last part is the conclusion. The first part of my conclusion is the same with my answer in the first paragraph. It goes as follows. Hence, Anna Maria's assumption as vice president is not valid. But I added praise from the second and the third paragraph. So it continues as follows. As she is not a member of the Senate or House of Representatives. So I connected my answer in the first paragraph with my answers in the second and third paragraph. So that's how you do the ALAC method. This slide shows the suggested answer for the second question on whether Anastasia can run as president in the next election. The suggested answer here is crafted or prepared the same way as the answer in the first question, bearing in mind the ALAC method. I'm done illustrating the use of ALAC method in answering examination questions. Remember that the most crucial parts of the ALAC method are the second and third paragraphs. The second paragraph is the legal basis or the law, rule, or jurisprudence. The third paragraph is the application. One last thing, you could combine the second paragraph and third paragraph into one. So your answer should go like this. First paragraph is the answer part. Second is the legal basis with application. And last paragraph is the conclusion. So you could use either the 3-paragraph rule or the 4-paragraph rule. So that's all from me. Thank you. One last thing, I hope you learned something from me. And don't forget that we are braver together.